This is the one that I was about to say is the oldest, but I think you and I were young. Maggie, the original, is back into the 1800s. So this only takes us back to 1917. But it's another good song, and it's another song that my mother, she asked me to learn some songs. Most of those old songs I knew because I liked them, and I played them other places. You know what our job is here is keeping old songs alive. Mm-hmm. So I learned a lot of old songs because I liked them, but this is one song my mom asked me, would I learn this?
And you liked to sing them to her for her
special tea parties, yeah.
With her friends.
That's right, I told you about that. Yeah, towards the end of her days, my mom would have these tea parties with these old ladies, and they were all even older than she was, and she was like in her late 80s. And we used to go and drive to pick them up because they needed chauffeuring. We'd bring them home, me and my siblings. And my mom would get out the good china, and she'd pour the tea and make it just right. And you know, in Victoria, you got to hold your teacup, you know, like this.
With
with
your pinky
the pinky
high in the
up,
air?
yeah. And I soon learned, I would play a song, and they'd all start talking. They'd say, oh, we used to dance to that song. Oh, do you remember this? Do you remember that? And I realized it was not my job to play another song and another song and another song. It was to wait until the conversation simmered down a bit. And then I'd do another one, and then they'd all start talking again. It was fantastic. It was fantastic to see that. This one's called Smiles. There are smiles that make us happy. There are smiles that make us blue. There are smiles that steal away the teardrops as the sunshine steals away the dew. There are smiles that have a tender meaning that the eyes of love alone may see. But the smiles that fill my life with sunshine are the smiles that you give to me. Now that you've heard all the words, I'm going to make you sing along. If you want, there are smiles that make us happy. There are smiles that make us blue. There are smiles that steal away the teardrops. As the sunbeams steal away the dew, there are smiles that have a tender meaning that the eyes of love alone may see. But the smiles that fill my life with sunshine are the smiles that you give to me. I'm going to help you out. There are smiles that make us happy, that make us happy. There are smiles that make us blue, that make us blue. There are smiles that steal away the teardrops as the sunbeams steal away the dew. There are smiles that have a tender meaning that the eyes of love alone may see. The eyes of love alone may see. But the smiles that fill my life with sunshine, but the smiles that fill my life with sunshine are the smiles that you give to me, are the smiles that you give to me. We'd had a bouncing ball, it would have been easier, but I had to do it by myself.